Hi, everybody. It's Miss AD. I'm here reading you Sparkle Boy. Sparkle Boy was written by Leslea Newman and illustrated by Maria Mola. I like to read the inside flap to see what the story is about, so take a listen. Casey loves to play with his blocks, puzzles, and dump truck, but he also loves things that shimmer, glitter, and sparkle. Casey's older sister, Jessie, thinks this is weird. Shimmery, glittery, sparkly things are only for girls, right? Hmm. When Casey and Jessie head to the library for story time, Casey proudly wears his shimmery skirt and sparkly bracelet. God, what's going to happen? His nails glitter in the light. Jessie insists that Casey looks silly. It's one thing to dress like this around the house, but going outside as a sparkle boy is another thing entirely. What will happen when the other kids see him? This sweet and refreshing story speaks to all of us about acceptance, respect, and the simple freedom to be yourself. Shimmery, glittery, sparkly things are fun for everyone. That's why I love this story. Also, whoever's listening, moms, dads, grams, aunties, whomever, caregivers, babysitters, you can pause it at any time and have a nice conversation with your little person about the story. Sparkle Boy. I always love to read the dedication because it always tells me like who the author was thinking about when they wrote this story. So Leslea Newman, the author, says, "For sparkle boys everywhere, you make the world bright." And the illustrator, Maria, she says, "For my little bright boy, Mark." Also, I noticed over here it says abuelita, and it shows me how to pronounce it since I'm not so great with Spanish. And that is Spanish for grandma or grandmother. So that gives me a little clue that maybe there's going to be an abuelita in this story. All right, here we go. Jessie adored all things shimmery, glittery, and sparkly. "Look at my shimmery skirt," Jessie said to her little brother, Casey, as she twirled into the living room and her skirt twirled out all around her. Casey looked up from his alphabet book. "Ooh, shimmery, shimmery," he said, reaching out his hand. "I want shimmery." I actually, of course, brought some props. So this is some material that's actually in a dress that I have. And I thought this was the perfect thing to show you shimmery. Like even, in this video, you could probably see it. See how it takes the light and kind of sparkles? It twirls around. It's shimmery. Who wouldn't want to wear that? Jessie stopped twirling, and her skirt stopped twirling too. "You can't have a shimmery skirt, Casey," she said. "Why?" Casey asked. "Because boys don't wear shimmery skirts," said Jessie. "Right, Mama?" Mama thought for a minute. "If Casey wants to wear a skirt, Casey can wear a skirt," she said. "I don't have a problem with that." That's interesting. Mama went upstairs and came back with a skirt that was now too small for Jessie. "Here, buddy," she said to Casey. "Try this on." "Ooh, shimmery, shimmery," Casey said as he twirled around and his shimmery skirt twirled out all around him. Casey twirled and twirled until he got dizzy and plopped down on his bottom. Casey laughed. Jessie frowned. I don't think Big Sister likes this at all. What do you think if you had a little brother and you wanted to borrow some of your clothes? How do you think that would go over in your house? The next afternoon, Jessie went to a birthday party. When she came home, she raced into the kitchen. "Look at my glittery nails," Jessie said, fanning out her fingers. Her nails glittered in the light. Maybe she's got some polish like this. I brought some polish. That's my favorite polish. I put it on my toenails all the time. I just got a pedicure today. Casey looked up from his animal puzzle. "Ooh, glittery, glittery," he said, pulling Jessie's hands toward him. "I want glittery." I also brought over this little keychain with a G on it. How glittery that is. One of my favorite little necklaces has some beads on it that are super glittery. Jessie snatched her hands away. You can't have glittery nails, Casey, she said. Why? Casey asked. Because boys don't wear glittery nail polish, said Jessie. Right, Daddy? Daddy thought for a minute. Most boys don't wear nail polish, he said. But Casey can if he wants to. There's no harm in that. Looks like he's making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Daddy went upstairs and came back with a bottle of glittery polish. Can't you just paint his toenails? Jessie asked, and then make him put on his socks? Sounds like Jessie doesn't want anyone to see that her little brother wants to wear nail polish. That's not a bad idea, Daddy said to Casey. What do you say, pal? No, Casey shouted. He held out his hands and kept them perfectly still while Daddy painted his fingernails. Ooh, glittery, glittery, Casey said as he spread his fingers wide so that his nails glittered in the light. Jessie shook her head. She is not happy. The next morning, Jessie and Casey's grandmother came to visit. Abuelita, I like your sparkly bracelet, said Jessie. You can have one. I have plenty, Abuelita said. She took off a bracelet and slid it onto Jessie's wrist. What I did here with some sparkly bracelets. Jessie swiveled her arm back and forth and watched the bracelet sparkle. Casey looked up from his dump truck. Ooh, sparkly, sparkly, Casey said. I want sparkly. Jessie hid her arm behind her back. You can't have a bracelet, Casey, not a sparkly one, she said. Why? Casey asked. Because boys don't wear sparkly bracelets, said Jessie. Right, Abuelita? Abuelita thought for a minute. What do you think the grandmother's going to say? I've never seen a boy wear a sparkly bracelet, she said. Until now. Abuelita turned to Casey. Here, Sparkle Boy, she said. She took off another bracelet and slid it onto Casey's arm. Gives a bracelet to Casey. There's no reason why Casey can't wear a bracelet, Jessie. He isn't hurting anyone. Ooh, sparkly, sparkly, Casey said, as he swiveled his arm back and forth and watched his bracelet sparkle. Jessie stomped her foot and ran inside. She is not liking any of this. Not the shimmery, not the sparkly, not the glittery. On Saturday, Daddy went grocery shopping, and Mama took Jessie and Casey to the library. Jessie came downstairs wearing her shimmery skirt and sparkly bracelet. Her nails glittered in the light. Soon, Mama came downstairs with Casey. He wore his shimmery skirt and his sparkly bracelet. His nails glittered in the light, too. Mama, Jessie cried as she thrust her fists onto her hips. Why is Casey dressed like that? Because that's how Casey wants to dress, Mama said. But that's not how boys are supposed to dress, said Jessie. Casey looks silly. I don't think Casey looks silly, Mama said, smiling at him. I think Casey looks like Casey. You see the little pug? Their little dog? You think he's going to get to go to the library? I don't know. When Jessie, Casey, and Mama got to the library, story time had already started. They sat in the back to listen. After the librarian finished reading, Mama went to the front desk to check out some books. Jessie and Casey waited for her in the children's room. I like your skirt, a girl said to Jessie, and I like your sister's skirt. Jessie didn't say anything. You think Jessie wants to say anything? I'm not a sister, Casey said. I'm a brother. You can't be a brother, said the girl. Why? Said Casey. Because you're a girl, she answered. Is he really a girl? I'm a boy, said Casey. You are? An older boy said. He stared at Casey and then laughed. Hey, look, he called to his friend. A boy in a skirt. The boy's friend laughed too. Then he knelt in front of Casey. Dude, he said, you can't go around wearing a skirt. Why? Casey asked. Because you look weird and everyone will laugh at you, said the boy. Why? Casey asked again. Because boys don't wear skirts and bracelets and nail polish. Everybody knows that, said the boy. Right? He said, turning to Jessie. Ooh, what do you think Jessie's gonna do? She's there at the library. People think her little brother is really her little sister. She's been upset about him wearing glittery, sparkly things. What do you think she's gonna do? Jessie looked at Casey. His face was scrunching up like it always did right before he started to cry. Baby's gonna cry. Why can't boys wear skirts and bracelets and nail polish? Jessie asked the boys. Because, said one of the boys. That's just the way it is, said the other. Not anymore, said Jessie as she put her arm around Casey's shoulder. Come on, little guy. Let's find Mama and go home. Are you surprised that was her reaction? I sure was when I read it. Jessie and Casey adored all things shimmery, glittery, and sparkly, especially each other. So, that was Sparkle Boy. I hope you enjoyed it. I think that's a really great story. And like the flap said, especially about being yourself and respecting what other people want to do. Sparkle Boy. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, ooh, what's on deck over here? I think I have another book. Next time, Three Hens and a Peacock. Have a good Sunday night. I hope you enjoyed Sparkle Boy.